podium, it does not end at this rally today. Together, we must continue to take action, to act, to speak out, and to protect our neighbors. Together, from this place, starting today, we can breathe new life into the greatest words ever uttered in the English language. We, the people, in order to form a more perfect union. Let's get to work.
That's awesome. Thank you to Indivisible, and thank you to the ACLU for standing with us. We need fighters in all levels of government and also partnerships with other organizations. We have some people on stage with us who have been fighting the fight in various halls of government. Please join me in thanking, a round of applause for Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. In addition to Congressman Jonathan Jackson, we also have Senator Dick Durbin up here as well. From Congress, we have Congressman Chuy Garcia, Jan Schakowsky, and Mike Quigley. Additionally, we have Cook County President Preckwinkle right here behind me as well. In addition, there are plenty of city aldermen, there are county officials, and state representatives. Please join me in thanking them for fighting the fight. Next, I have the honor of introducing Juliet de Jesus Alejandra. She's the Executive Director at Palenque LSNA. It's another organization doing the work on the ground. She's going to join us up here and recite a poem.
Buenas tardes. Hey. All right, my name is Juliet de Jesus Alejandra. I come from the northwest side of Chicago. Palenque LSNA is proud to be a part of the networks of ICER and OCAD and Access to Justice. We are part of hundreds of community organizations across the state doing rapid response work. Just regular people being bold and courageous in very simple ways every day. What Trump did not understand is that he has awakened a love in us that's bringing us across our segregated communities. So before I start, I want you to start with me. Can you say, I love Chicago? I fucking love Chicago. I fucking love Chicago. Yes. Woo! That's not it. Hold on. I have never loved my city more than I do now. Every block, every tiendita, street vendor, child going to school, every father in a work truck, every viejita and viejito is my grandparents. Every scared yet miraculous mother is me. Every neighbor coming out with a whistle. I am the father taken on his way to work, the young girl with those eyes of terror that just wanted to speak to her brother before van doors closed. The family at Millennium Park, and the one on 47th, and I'm the kids left behind on the road. I am the one who got ran over and stuffed in a trunk with no medical attention by a demon. And the señora who got away, perhaps hiding in some backyard until the coast was clear. I'm the one shopping at the fruteria by my old grammar school and got kidnapped by 12 men pointing assault weapons at my heart. I am the phantom whose only trace is an abandoned car or tamal cart. I too am everyone coordinating, organizing, texting their comrades, blinded by tears. Every person beeping their horns, everyone who runs out and films or screams. I'm that person who picked up the tear gas canister and threw it back at the Nazi on Armitage Avenue. And I'm that guy on Fullerton who yelled, "Block their asses in!" I'm that food delivery guy on the bike that got away that Sunday. And I am also Marimar Martinez. And each black and brown baby in that South Shore building who was zip-tied in their jammies as evil men lined up their parents to be stolen. And the black woman who yelled, "Te quiero, Pepe," as the military men disappeared her friend or lover at pre-dawn. The guy on the west side who got choked out in Garfield Park, and everyone who understood in that very moment that they're coming for us all. I am senadoras running to warn their neighbors, wearing heels, and alderwomen protecting their patients in Humboldt Park. The women in my community who call each other to tell each other that the path to the laundromat or their baby school is clear for now. The folks taking groceries and medicine, and forever the rapid responders, the rapid responders, the rapid responders. I'm in awe of you every moment of every day. For everyone finding you ways to be brave and teeny tiny ways that add up. Medic, we need a medic right in front. Yep.
Excuse me, we need a medic up in the front near the black tent, near the tent. There's someone with an orange hat who is waving. We need a medic up front. Thank you so much for your help, folks.
We take care of each other. Okay. Thumbs up over there? Are they being attended? Okay. Almost done. We need more like that. Yeah? Join us. Take up a corner. Blow a whistle or yell. Check on your neighbors. Show up after school to make sure the babies are okay. I love Chicago in my bones now. Te amo un chingo, like my Mexican comadres say. Let's walk one another home. I love us so fucking much. Thank you.
Thank you, Juliet, and also again, thank you for your help again earlier. Next, you're going to hear from the CEO of Equality Illinois, the state's LGBTQ plus civil rights organization. Please join me in welcoming Shannon Lynn Parker.
All right, hey y'all. So y'all ready for me to sing America the Beautiful? Well, keep waiting because I'm not here singing today. So, just like you, I am here because I love America. I love this country enough to raise my voice against injustice and tyranny. But here's the thing. We are at the point where no one is coming to save us. Our path forward will not be neat. Medic, someone needs a medic over there. Got it? All right. Y'all ready? They taken care of? Not yet. That's okay. You're welcome. All right. So like I just was saying, as you see right now in real time, our path forward will not be neat or tidy. And it is no longer protected by the guardrails of the Constitution. Because to this administration, that document has become an inconvenience, an obstacle to their growing hunger for absolute control. But here's the thing. If you could only see yourselves as I do right now, if you could only look out at this vast sea of courage, because all I see is power. The power of the people. People who, in spite of the risk it took to be here and the uncertainty of what might follow when we march, return home, and face the days ahead, you still chose to show up. These are frightening times, but I'm going to tell you something. I am not afraid. And if you are, that's all right, because fear is human. But be more afraid of what happens if we allow this march towards authoritarianism to continue unchecked. Be more afraid for your children, children who may grow up numb to oppression, conditioned to believe that shrinking freedom is normal, because to them it will simply be another day. Be more afraid of what happens not 6 months from now, but in 6 weeks, as this administration nears 1 full year of rule by intimidation and deceit. I stand here today and I say boldly and proudly, I am not a domestic terrorist. But what I am is an amazing, proud black trans woman. I stood in allegiance with my little hand over my heart, just like millions of children across this nation. I am no threat. I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago, in a diverse community built by veterans who dreamed of peace and prosperity. I am the progeny of a woman born only 88 years after slavery, that unforgivable crime that this nation still tries to bury. Raised in Philadelphia, Mississippi, the hotbed of civil rights movement, where 3 young men, James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, were murdered for trying to register black citizens to vote. The very Voting Rights Act that they and so many others died for, were lynched for, and is now being dismantled under the name of redistricting. And you, no matter where you stand politically, we need a medic. We need a medic. Medic. Got it? Cool. All right. And you, no matter where you stand politically, know this to be true. This country has no kings. We are not ruled by monarchs or royal decree. Because when those in power weaponize the shutdown of government, not to negotiate, but to smoke out the most vulnerable, like one would drive someone from their own home to reveal who they truly are, they will not save your farms. They will not save your pensions. They will not save your medical care. Their goal is to starve the very people who make this nation work. But we are the people, and those closest to pain should be closest to power. Before I leave you, I want to say this. The old formulas will not save us now. The solutions are not simple or safe. It is time for us to stand together, to organize, to defend our neighbors fiercely, and to document injustice. Peaceful disruption. Make your voices heard, louder than the noise that seeks to silence you. And by all means, keep making it hard for them to get away with this. Let them know we see you. We will not turn a blind eye. We will not capitulate.
That's right.
We will continue to speak. And we will continue to vote. And we will continue to rise. Thank you all.
Give it up one more time for Equality Illinois CEO, Shannon Lynn Parker. Next, we have one of our champions in the labor movement. Join a union today. Please get up for our friend in labor, Bob Ryder, the president of the Chicago Federation of Labor.
Can you all hear me in the back? Oh no, I'm going to say hands off, hands off, hands off, hands off. My name is Bob Ryder. I am president of the Chicago Federation of Labor. The CFL represents 300 unions that represent 500,000 working people right here in the hometown of the American labor movement, Chicago, Illinois. And I'm here to deliver a message to Donald J. Trump. You ready, Donnie boy? Get your tiny little hands off of Chicago! Donald Trump is a joke. His tariffs are jacking up prices and screwing the economy. His attack on labor, his attack on unions, he's destroying the freedoms that workers have to fight for their rights on the job. He's shredding our public services and firing thousands of dedicated union members in the federal government. That makes us less safe. That makes us less secure. And by God, it makes us less free. And we're not going to stand for it. And this insane government shutdown, Trump and his merry band of MAGA morons in the U.S. House of Representatives, they don't want to help people get health care. It's that simple. This guy holds the lowest approval rating in modern history. Way to go, Donnie boy. Donald Trump thinks he's a king. Donald Trump is a goof. And he doesn't want us here calling him out. And his sock puppet, Mike Johnson, is out there running his mouth. And I got to tell you what, Mike Johnson, you know what you need to do? Release the Epstein files. But here's the reality. There's nothing more American than peaceful protest. There's nothing more American than fighting for your rights. And there's nothing more American than fucking Chicago. That's why our city is under attack by the federal government, because Trump knows if he can break Chicago, he can break any city. Well, here's some news for you, Donnie boy. You'll never break Chicago's spirit, ever. Look at this crowd. It screams solidarity. Be- That's right. This is our country. That's our flag. You see that? That's our flag. The fight for workers' rights is the fight for immigrants. The fight for civil rights is the fight for economic. The fight for health care is the fight for one another. And we stand together to say, we love America, and we don't want any twice impeached, convicted, felon, multiple bankruptcy, sexual predator, wannabe kings in our country. So Donald Trump, I want to make sure that you hear this loud and clear. Stay the fuck out of my city. Stop terrorizing our immigrant workers. And stop abusing our government. And I'm going to say the first part, you're going to say the second part. Donald Trump, hands off.
Give it up for Bob Ryder, everyone. All right. It is my honor to bring someone who needs no introduction. Congresswoman Delia Ramirez is a fierce advocate who recently gave Kristi Noem a draft resignation letter. She is the daughter of Guatemalan immigrants and a champion for our communities in Washington. Please give a big, warm welcome to Congresswoman Delia Ramirez.
Buenos días, Chicago! Buenas tardes. So listen, I come from organizing, so we start with a chant. When I say people, you say? When I say people, you say power. People! People! When I say people, you say power. People! That's exactly right. May that powerful voice be heard from here to Washington, D.C. and every corner of this country. We need a medic somewhere, I think. Are we good? Do we need a medic to the right? Oh, they're cheering for me. Okay. Listen, community comes first. Well, let me say this. It is so good to be with all of you today when we say no kings, never, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And at a time when the Supreme Court has declared that my mere existence is a threat and target, let me tell you, I will unapologetically affirm that I am the proud daughter of Guatemalan immigrants. Now, let me say that again in case the president and Noam didn't hear. I'm going to say it again. I am the proud daughter of Guatemalan immigrants, and I will never be ashamed of my roots. Not Trump. Medic. Now we need a medic. Right here to the right, here, the guy in the salmon orange. We're good? We're good? So folks, look, They're trying to do everything they can to break our spirit. But you and I have shown up here. Some of you have been here for a couple hours, haven't you? Some of you may have not drank enough water, so drink some more water right now. But what I want to make sure that you hear is that not Trump, not Noam, not Stephen Miller, not Tom Homan, or any criminal member of this administration will break us ever. You see, I am a daughter of immigrants who, like so many of our neighbors, sacrificed everything to give their children a chance at a dignified life. I stand on their shoulders, and they didn't make me or raise me to be afraid of tyrants. And you're not afraid of tyrants either, are you? So yes, I will unapologetically defend our immigrant community, the families who have enriched our American culture, the workers who keep our economy going, the children who are our nation's future and might make the next president of the United States. The immigrants who have become public enemy number one in Donald Trump's cruel, xenophobic, racist agenda are here to say hell no to wannabe kings. And if I'm being honest with you, immigrants who, as far as I'm concerned, are more American than the fascist traitor pedophile sitting in the White House right now. You have heard it again and again today. Our democracy is under attack by a wannabe dictator who over the last 9 months has thrown everything to us, trying to break us. Trump, Noam, and the ICE Gestapo police are doing everything they can to destroy our constitutional rights, to force us to accept authoritarian takeover of our country. They want to normalize violence. They want to normalize cruelty. They want us to be okay with what they're doing so that you won't question what they do next. But let me be very clear to Donald Trump and all those criminals. You will not break the city of Chicago ever. Ever. They want us to bend the knee, but I want you to look around and I want you to say to your neighbor to your left, no king. No king. And I want you to look to your neighbor to the right and you say, I fight for justice for all. So let me say this. I see resilient people. I see a diverse crowd. I see people who are unwilling to be broken by this fascist government. And we will not be broken. We will not lose hope. We will organize, mobilize, agitate to make sure that this government understands that we are for the people, by the people. So Chicago, como dice mi mamá, Chicago, let me hear you. Are you ready to stand up and fight back? So what are you going to do when the ICE Gestapo police try to kidnap your neighbors? Stand up, fight back. That was practice. We're going to do it again. What are you going to do when the ICE Gestapo police try to kidnap your neighbors? Stand up, fight back. What are you going to do when they try to silence dissent, criminalize protests, and erode our civil rights? Stand up, fight back. What are you going to do when Trump tries to declare martial law and end free and fair elections? Stand up. And what will you do when Donald Trump tries to declare himself king? Stand up, fight back, and you say hell to the no. Stand up, fight back. Eso es lo que vamos a hacer nosotros todos los días. That is what we're going to do. And so I want to introduce to you someone that is standing up and fighting back with so many of our leaders here in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois, because we understand the collective solidarity that we need in this moment. We understand that we have to keep showing up for each other, and we have to make sure that they understand that they won't break us. And someone who has been leading in that fight with us is our very own Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Hello, Chicago!
today to defend a principle that has defined America since its founding. The belief that tyranny in any form must be resisted by the people of conscience. Especially here in Chicago, we will never surrender. Throughout history, we've learned that tyranny doesn't arrive with dramatic proclamations. Most times it comes quietly, wrapped in the language of law and order, with fingers pointed at someone who doesn't look like you, promising safety while demanding that we sacrifice our neighbors. Today, we're here to say with one voice that there is an existential threat to our constitutional republic. This is not a political choice. This is a moral imperative. The reality here in Chicago is this. Black and brown people are being rounded up because of the color of their skin. Zip-tied. Wondering if their parents will ever return. And here's what concerns me the most: the normalization of it all. When we accept the idea that the color of your skin is probable cause to detain you, that the government should have unlimited power to round up and imprison people without due process, that Trump can build a massive enforcement apparatus with no constitutional limits, well, then we erode the foundations that protect all of us. Chicago, is that okay with you? History teaches us that powers granted in the name of security are rarely relinquished. The precedents that we set today become the justifications for tomorrow's abuses. When we allow tyrannical policies against any group, we make tyranny possible against every group. Chicago, is that okay with you? We are here today at this rally because Donald Trump and Stephen Miller are already coming for the immigrants and for black and brown people and for LGBTQ people and for their political opponents. The famous Martin Niemöller poem, First They Came, concludes with the words, "Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me." What Trump didn't count on is Chicago coming together to stand up for freedom and individual rights, for American values, because we love America. Trump and Stephen Miller tried to stop us from rallying today by calling us names. Do we care if they call us names? And they're threatening still to bring military troops into Chicago, claiming there's an insurrection here. Is this an insurrection? It's because peaceful democratic resistance is always scary to authoritarians. And Chicago is known for our peaceful resistance, for labor rights, and for civil rights. Going all the way back to the 1850 Fugitive Slave Act, requiring cities like ours to capture and return black people fleeing slavery, the city council said no. The people of Chicago said no. Communities of everyday Americans banded together to protect those who had fled slavery, hoping to find freedom in Chicago, because we in Chicago are not afraid to stand up for fundamental American values. Now, the vast majority of Chicagoans are here because our ancestors fought to escape from tyranny. And another great portion of Chicagoans were brought to this country in shackles and had to fight for their literal freedom. Resistance and survival are in our American blood. Today, we are resisting more than just Donald Trump's attacks on democracy, and he knows it. Trump is panicking about the growing public backlash to his broader agenda. His tariff taxes are costing average American families between $2,400 and $4,800 per year. Illinois soybean farmers are losing billions and going bankrupt because of Trump's trade war. And so are small businesses. And he defunded programs to reduce crime and is canceling food assistance and medical care for the middle class and working class and our most vulnerable. People are here today standing up for our constitutional rights and our economic freedom, and that is what resistance looks like. And you know, resistance starts with refusing to normalize cruelty. Resistance means choosing solidarity over fear. It means recognizing that an attack on free speech, on immigrants' rights, on due process is an attack on everyone's rights. It means understanding that we're either building a society based on human dignity or one based on domination. Which is it? Human dignity. History will judge us by where we choose to stand right now, today. Future generations will ask, what did we do when fellow human beings faced persecution, when our rights were being abridged, when our Constitution was under attack? They'll want to know whether we stood up or we stayed silent, whether we chose compassion.
Medic.
Do we get it? We need a medic over here. Thank you for looking out for each other. Folks, tyranny requires your fear, your silence, and your compliance. Democracy requires your courage. And tyranny depends on good people doing nothing. It requires us to accept the unacceptable, to rationalize the irrational, to normalize the abnormal. But tyranny also fails when ordinary people refuse to cooperate, when they say no kings and they mean it. So Donald Trump, stay the hell out of Chicago. The fight against tyranny isn't won or lost in one protest. It's won in countless daily decisions to stand for justice, to refuse cruelty, to defend human dignity. It's won when we recognize that none of us are free until all of us are free. So say it with me. We love America. We love Chicago. And Donald Trump, stay the hell out of our city. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up.
Unbreakable commitment to protecting every patient is absolutely necessary to heal us in this moment when we are battling the fascist cancer taking over our democracy. So let's give it up for nurses. I also want to share that I am a proud immigrant. Just a little personal story. My mother and I immigrated to the Bay Area from India when I was a child, and we became U.S. citizens through her grueling work to build a better life for us, which is the experience of many immigrants. Many people aren't actually aware of the dedication, resources, and time it takes to pursue a path to legal status or citizenship. Just as many immigrants today are pursuing a path to legal status in the courts, they are being kidnapped by ICE. It took my mother and I nearly 10 years to finally reach the point for being called for an interview for citizenship. Unfortunately, that interview was scheduled exactly 2 weeks after the horrific 9/11 attacks in 2001. We were so nervous we wouldn't pass our interview and become citizens because of the racism and hate that followed the 9/11 attacks. At that time, the hate was so pervasive against people of color. My own neighbors were vandalizing our home, our car, calling us terrorists, and sending threatening messages to leave this country. We felt so scared and abandoned. Today, I am filled with so much hope and inspiration because we are not abandoning our neighbors who are the victims of this fascist administration's divisive agenda. We are outraged to see families and workers being kidnapped by ICE in places of worship, education, and healing, disappeared into the most inhumane conditions, and their families can't even find information about where they are. Our mass movement of working people for all backgrounds is appalled that ICE is abducting American citizens, zip-tying children, attacking journalists, and storming into our hospitals armed for war. Are we going to allow this to continue? That's right. There was no question that our union would help lead the charge today. Nurses vow to protect public health. That means standing up to a president who wants to be king, an administration of corrupt loyalists, and all of their billionaire buddies. As Kathy said, the society that they are trying to build is sick. California is home to nearly 200 billionaires, while more than 7 million residents can't even meet their basic needs. They go hungry, they go without housing, they suffer without medical care. The billionaires' greed never stops, though. To get even richer off of our backs, the billionaire class has seized control of the U.S. government. While they ran through a fascist agenda, they know that their biggest threat is an organized working class. They are trying hard to divide us, to make immigrants, trans people, or people who don't match their values the scapegoat. They are trying to crush resistance by rolling back all our protections, including public health protections, union rights, freedom of speech, and the right to due process. We even have Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff, who has benefited greatly from subsidies to do business in San Francisco, by the way, calling for Trump to send in the National Guard. This
is an intentional move to block our power as working people. But we are all out here to show them that the resistance is strong. Are we going to let billionaires sell us out to fascists? That's right. Coming together today is not just about no kings as presidents. It is about not letting billionaires define our society. In less than a year, they have largely dismantled democracy as we knew it because we have not been disruptive enough to instill fear in them. At the end of the day, it is our work that makes the world go round, not theirs. To heal this nation, we are all going to channel the power of union nurses, which means that in an emergency, we're not going to freeze. We are going to fight. And we must be bold in our demands. While we are fighting to preserve health care, including gender-affirming and reproductive care, to protecting immigrants from ICE terrorists, protecting our democratic freedoms, we must also be clear about the kind of future that we want. We demand a world of Medicare for all, where we abolish ICE. We demand retirement security, fair wages, and safe working conditions for all people. Taking back our democracy means that we, the people, not the billionaires, set the agenda. That means creating a society and government to deliver what working people need, not corporate profit. Throughout history, there have been other democracies sliding into authoritarianism that made a U-turn. But we know that history has shown us that the turnaround is far more successful when there is an organized mass working class movement like here today. It is not easy. No one is coming to save us, but even the billionaires know their agenda is no match for our full collective power. So California, are we going to stay united and fight? Are we all going to take action to counter the right-wing power grab by voting yes on Prop 50? That's right. We are going to continue rising up by the millions to make sure that the billionaires know that when you take on one of us, thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Puneet, and thank you, National Nurses United, for your leadership today. We're going to do a couple more chants to get us all really excited. When I say X group of people, I'm going to say when workers are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. When nurses are under attack, what do? When all of us are under attack, what do? When health care is under attack, what do? When labor is under attack, what do? When our city is under attack, what do? All right. Now I have the pleasure of introducing one of my personal heroes, Lorena Gonzalez. Lorena has dedicated her career to expanding workers' rights through organizing, politics, and legislation, from transforming the San Diego region as head of the San Diego Imperial County's Labor Council to passing landmark labor laws in the State Assembly, to her historic leadership at the California Federation of Labor Unions. Lorena has relentlessly championed the cause of the working class. So let's welcome Lorena Gonzalez, President of the California Federation of Labor Unions.
So, brothers and sisters and siblings, are there any union members in the crowd today? I didn't hear you. That wasn't loud enough. Are there any union members in the crowd today? My name is Lorena Gonzalez, and I'm proud to represent the 2.3 million union members in California, 1,300 different locals from every type of work, from janitors to pilots to nurses to teachers to firefighters. We know that working class folks have to stick together, right? So in the labor movement, there's this famous song. It's from back in the day, but there's this famous song, and they ask, which side are you on? And I think there's never been a time in history when we have to ask ourselves and each other and our neighbors and our family members, which side are you on? Are you on the side of Donald Trump and his... No. And his incompetent cabinet members, people, or are you on the side of the people of California and America who need to fight back? Are you on the side of big insurance companies, health insurance companies, and hospitals that are keeping us from having our care? Or are you on the side of hardworking nurses and patients who need access to universal health care? Are you on the side of the religious right that has decided that there should be hatred among all of us just because of somebody you love or how you identify? Or are you on the side of every single person who's in this park, no matter what they want to do with their lives, who they want to love, or how they want to identify? And I have to say, as a daughter of an immigrant, this one's important to me. Are you on the side of fucking ICE? Fuck no! Or are you on the side of immigrants who are hardworking and every day showing up, paying their taxes, sending their kids to school, being part of the fabric of our society? Can we get a fuck ICE? Thank you. So it's a simple question. Are you on the side of the tech bros and the billionaires and the people who want to take away every ounce of hope that working people have in this country? Or are you on the side of each other? So we've done a lot of rallying. I'm glad to be here today in San Francisco for this No Kings rally. It is important to come together and make sure that Washington, D.C. knows which side we're on, to make sure they know we're not going to be scared by their threats, that we're not going to hide in fear as they say they're going to come after us. That's important. It's important to continue to do that. But here in California, there's one more thing you can do. You can vote. So we have this little thing called Proposition 50 on the ballot right now. It doesn't cure every problem. I'm not going to pretend it does. I'm not going to pretend that just electing some more Democrats is really going to help the working man and woman necessarily. But I do know this. I know that this president needs some fucking guardrails, and there's one thing I can do, and that is turn in my ballot for Prop 50. Vote yes. Get it in early. Get some guardrails around that tyrant. Do you promise me you're going to vote? All right. I'm going to end with a chant that I know you guys know. This is what's important. They want to silence us. They want to demoralize us. They want us to be afraid. I don't know who your father is. Oh, okay. If Donald Trump's your father, I'm sorry for you. Sorry. Fuck Donald Trump. All right. Lost my track of mind. Look at me. I thought I said something about his dad. I didn't know what that was. So we're going to do a little chant, because we know one thing. Despite them wanting to demoralize you, silence you, they want to scare you, they want to make you believe you don't have power, we know we have power. We know we have collective power. That's what the labor movement has all been about. That's what people power has always been about. So we have one thing to do, and that's fight back. Because when we fight, louder, when we fight, let's go win.
amazing female leaders in our movement? I know that's right. Because when women are under attack, what do? That's right. So next we're going to introduce Arthur Wolf. Arthur is a leader in 5051 SF, which is one of the anchor organizations of today's event, alongside Indivisible SF. Indivisible, where you at? Can I get some woo? And NNU, thank you so much for helping organize today. So let's welcome Arthur Wolf.
Hello, San Francisco! My people, how are we doing today? Let's take a moment to take this all in. It's an absolutely beautiful sight looking out at you. Standing here, watching all of us together, standing in solidarity with one thing in mind. We have no kings. The last 9 months have been an absolute whirlwind of bad news, oppression, and increasing attacks on our civil liberties. Some of our communities have been targeted and hurt more than others. But an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. We may not see eye to eye, but this moment in history calls, it begs for our communities to come together and fight for what we have left and fight for the world that we want to live in. I remind you that we have fought fascism before and we have won. We have fought authoritarianism and we have won. We are desperately fighting for the very soul of America, and we will win. History is littered with the names of these mediocre men who try to control people like you and people like me. They have all failed spectacularly. They fear us because we demand accountability. They fear-monger about us because they want to undermine our progress. They want us silent. Are you going to be silent? No. They want us submissive. Are you going to be submissive? No. Because these regimes, they thrive in an apathetic society. They rise to power when the majority stays silent and stays complacent until it is too late to stop them. We will not remain silent. We will not be submissive. We are San Francisco. We are the Bay Area. We are gonna fight back. And we are gonna win. So now you know you're thinking, Arthur, you're talking a big game. What's the plan? What can I do? How do I get involved? Congratulations, step one, you're here. Are you here? Because I can't hear you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Now, we need to channel our energy. We need to take this enthusiasm and we need to affect the change that we so desperately need. Targeted boycotts. We know they work. Stop giving these billionaires your money. They are turning it around and they are hurting you with it. Target, Tesla, Amazon, Facebook. Fuck them. You take the fight and you take it to their pocketbooks. That's the only thing they care about. We are taking down the billionaire class. Not for this weekend, not for a month, indefinitely. Yeah. Sign up with a group and do the work. Join 5051 if you don't mind. Join Indivisible, Bay Resistance, Working Family, Democratic Socialists of America, AROC, PYM. Your union can get you to work. Get in your community, do the work, volunteer, be the change you want to see. Run for office. Stop wasting your votes on candidates that are not prioritizing your best interests. Elections only matter if the people we're sending to serve us are doing their job. Are they doing their job right now? What do we want? I should have thought that one through, to be honest. My bad, guys. We do want a lot of things, thank you. Your vote does matter. When you do not exercise your right to vote, you are willfully giving away your ability to affect change. Today is just the start. And sadly, I don't have all the time in the world to give you an Activism 101 class. I would, but they're getting ready to pull me off as is. I'm getting side-eye from the side stage. Sorry, I lost my place. We have more information on how to get involved at indivisible.org/NoKings2/actions. We were supposed to have a graphic. Sorry, guys. Google it, please. Or not Google it, the other ones. Sorry. It's a phrase. There are also people walking around. I'm not entirely sure if they're in the crowd or if they're still on the avenues, but we have people with call to action signs. They have QR codes. It will take you to the website. Please get involved. Thank you. Just remember, look around. You are not alone. Do not let anyone tell you that you cannot affect change, because we can and we will. Lastly, this week, Mr. Trump couldn't keep our city's name out his mouth. Luckily for us, we have been preparing. We know he wants to institute the National Guard on our streets. Are we gonna let him? Are we gonna let him? Honestly, I kind of want a hell no, but... So are we gonna let him? The day we know that the National Guard is coming to San Francisco, the plan is to meet at Embarcadero Plaza, 5 p.m. We are gonna take the streets. Because San Francisco, we will not remain silent. We will not be submissive. We will fight back and we will win. It has been a great honor to speak to you today. Thank you so much for having me. Keep it going for the next person.
Thank you, Arthur. That was amazing. And thank you, 5051 and Indivisible San Francisco, for co-hosting today's event. So are we going to let kings into our city? What about our state? What about our country. And are we going to pass Prop 50 by November 4th? Yeah, I know, that's right. So now I'm so honored to bring our next guest to the stage. And you know who it is? It's Dr. Angela Davis. Yeah. As I'm sure you know, Angela Davis is an educator, an organizer, and she is a visionary. She is known internationally for her work to combat all forms of oppression in the U.S. and abroad. She's an organizer who has provided leadership to the Black liberation, the feminists, the queer, and the prison abolitionist movements. Woo! She's amazing. Yeah, let's get some moves for that. She's been in this movement for more than 50 years. Are you all going to be here in 50 years fighting? Yeah. So let's give a warm welcome for Dr. Angela Davis.
Good afternoon, San Francisco. You are a beautiful sight, and I don't think I can imagine a more beautiful sight than all of us gathered here in San Francisco this afternoon, and all over California, and all over the U.S. to say we actively refuse to be complicit with the illegal actions of the U.S. government. In our magnificent multiplicity, we say no, no, no. We refuse to be in complicity with fascism. We are people of all racial backgrounds. We are people of all genders. And this includes Black trans women. And let me say, Miss Majors, you are here in spirit with us this afternoon. We are workers. We are unionized workers. Thank you, Nurses United and the California Nurses Association. And we are union organizers. We are teachers. And we are domestic workers. We are all citizens of the world, regardless of whether we have documents. We are people who have been in prisons, jails, detention facilities, and many remain incarcerated but are here with us in spirit. And let us not forget those who would be here, but for the presence of ICE. And so all of us, whoever we are people who believe in freedom. People who believe in freedom. And we who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Trump, I hate even mentioning his name. He may have won the last election, but let us remember that more people did not vote for him that actually cast their vote for him in the election. He would not have won if not for the support of the billionaire capitalists. Musk and the major tech capitalists genuflected before power and decided to stand with Trump, authoritarianism, and with all of those who are on the wrong side of history. So we are here to say that we want ICE and the National Guard out of our community. We stand in solidarity with undocumented immigrants. We are all citizens of the world, whether we have papers or not. And we are here to say that we are in solidarity with the Palestinian people. And that a ceasefire is not enough. We want an end to the ongoing violence of the Israeli occupation. We want freedom and self-determination in Gaza and the West Bank. And so we are here to say no to racism and no to anti-Semitism and no to the weaponization of anti-Semitism to attack those who stand against genocide. We stand for reproductive justice, the right to abortion, reproductive care, trans justice, and the right to resources for the children we choose to welcome into our lives. And we stand with the people of Haiti and the people of Sudan and the people of Congo and every other place on the planet where there is a fight against capitalism, against empire, and against settler colonialism. We stand with those who support science, public education, and free universities. And we want to join the rest of the planet in combating the dangers of climate change, the dangers of climate change for human as well as non-human animals. And finally, we stand with abolitionists and freedom fighters of the world, and with everyone who not only seeks to dismantle unjust systems, but who is imagining and actively creating new and habitable futures. Free Palestine! Thank you.
How amazing was that? Yes. Thank you, Dr. Davis. Are we going to let ICE terrorize our community in our city? No. Can we get a fuck ICE? And when immigrants are under attack, what do? Yeah. So next, I'm really excited to introduce Abdi Soltani. He's the Executive Director of the ACLU of Northern California. During his tenure, he has pursued long-term priorities to deepen the ACLU's presence in the California Central Valley and elevate ACLU's voice on state policy at the California Capitol. I know we're all grateful for ACLU's leadership right now in the fight back. So let's welcome Abdi.
Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. Hello, San Francisco, can you hear me? Hello, California, can you hear me? Hello, United States of America, can you hear me? My fellow Americans, can you hear me? I'm Abdi Soltani with the ACLU of Northern California. From the streets of Los Angeles to the fields of the Central Valley, to the immigrant detention centers in Louisiana, and to the immigration court just a few blocks from here in San Francisco, we stand shoulder to shoulder with each and every one of you to defend the rights of every person under the Constitution of the United States, citizen and non-citizen alike. Over the next year, you will hear a lot about the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And as we retell the events of the American Revolution, let us be clear that Donald Trump plays the part not of George Washington, but of King George III. In the Declaration of Independence, American revolutionaries listed the repeated injuries and usurpations that compelled them to found this nation, and they submitted those facts before a candid world. We have our own facts of the abuse of power by Donald Trump, his administration, and his ministers, and we submit those facts before a candid world. And when I list each one of our grievances, I'm going to ask you if you consent, and you tell me your answer. Donald Trump and his administration have dispatched swarms of masked officers in unmarked vans to abduct people from our streets with no regard to the Fourth Amendment. Do you consent? No! They have deployed among us in times of peace the National Guard and standing armies without the consent of our governors. Do you consent? No! They have detained and deported our neighbors and fellow Americans and arrested immigrants at their court hearings with no regard to due process. Do you consent? No! They have sought to end the nation's promise of birthright citizenship with no regard to the promise of the 14th Amendment. Do you consent? No! They have passed new legislation to take away from our fellow Americans the health care that is so vital to our lives, our liberty, and our pursuit of happiness. Do you consent? No! They have suppressed the free speech of comedians by targeting broadcasters, and of students by targeting them for deportation. My fellow Americans, do you consent? No! So that is why we are here. Here we stand, undaunted, united. We do not give our consent as the governed when the government abuses our rights and our Constitution. We dissent, we speak out, we assemble as you have here today. We go to court, we vote, and we will prevail. Thank you all for being here today. Let's do it.
Thank you, Abdi and the ACLU, for what you do. That was incredible. Are we going to protect workers in San Francisco? Yeah. Are we going to protect workers in California? What about in the country? What about all over the world? Yeah. So we're so welcome knowing that to welcome our next speaker, Lara Kiswani is from Akir and Beit Iksa, Palestine, and is the Executive Director of the Arab Resource and Organizing Center, AROC. They serve and organize thousands of poor and working class Arabs and Muslim across San Francisco and across the Bay Area. AROC leads local, regional, and national campaigns to challenge racism, war, and genocide. Please welcome Lara!
Good afternoon, San Francisco. Let me hear you make some noise. Today we join millions across the United States against fascism, against the attacks on our neighbors, invasions of our communities, and the plunder of public institutions. But today, we do not rise alone. We rise with the masses of the world. The masses of the world who have for 2 years filled the streets against global fascism and genocide. When we today declare no kings here, we declare no kings anywhere. No war anywhere. When we call for a multiracial democracy here in the United States, we call for democracy everywhere. Across the world today, all eyes are on Gaza and the fragile ceasefire, on the immediate humanitarian needs of our people, my people, whether it be in the streets of Palestine or the streets of San Francisco. Make no mistake about it, our struggle continues. Trump has not and will not deliver peace. As he threatens to invade our cities across the country, including San Francisco, he also threatens war against the people of Venezuela. We say no. An end to war and violence at home and abroad will be the work and the victory of the people. While people are crushed by debt and vital services are held hostage, billionaires get free rein in this country. They get tax breaks while working people pay the bill. Our tax dollars are not funding Medicare for all. Our tax dollars are not funding housing and schools. They are propping up right-wing regimes through bailouts and weapon shipments across the world. Public resources are being siphoned into military aid as we speak that continues to be used to kill children and journalists, to torture and imprison healthcare workers, and to level entire neighborhoods in Gaza. My friends, the policies written in distant offices, they land on our classrooms and on our city budgets. The line that runs from a missile over Gaza or a bullet in the West Bank runs through our school boards, runs through our workplaces, and in our streets. Ceasefire or not, U.S. tax dollars continue to move military aid to the apartheid, racist, genocidal state of Israel, including, as we speak right now, including on flights out of U.S. airports and right here at the Oakland International Airport. So today, as we raise our voices against fascism, against war, against racism and occupation of our cities, we also take action in demanding arms embargo now. Our movement is a fight to reorganize the social and political priorities of this country. Our ideals are simple and shared by the majority of people here and around the world. We want health care, we want education, We want empowered workplaces, housing, dignity, and peace for all. Our work today and tomorrow is the unfinished business of our social and labor movements in the fight for human dignity, for self-determination and democracy, not war, not exploitation, and not occupation. The regime and its billionaire backers are trying to silence us. They are trying to kidnap our migrant siblings, target our organizations, erode our civil rights, because they know our struggles are linked. They know the power of solidarity threatens their narrow rule. Solidarity breathes life into our struggle for justice, our struggle for democracy, and our struggle for peace. When we build a movement as we are today, where everyone understands the stakes and everybody has a role, it will spread like wildfire. It opens horizons. It opens horizons rooted in a very simple truth. Abolishing apartheid and fascism in Palestine is inseparable from the international fight for economic and political democracy. It is inseparable from the fight for education and healthcare for all, for right relations to land, for the freedom of movement of all people, for the freedom of all political prisoners, for social, gender, and climate justice shaped by working people. So today we call on you to organize where you are, defend our communities. When the feds, and if the feds show up to San Francisco, will I see you at 5 p.m. at Justin Herman Plaza? When we show up to demand stop arming Israel, will I see you in the streets? It is time to start resourcing our neighborhoods. It is time to end the raids. It is time to fund life. May a free Palestine be the roadmap for global justice. And may our struggles, our collective struggles against fascism, be a victory for all working people across the world. Repeat after me. No kings. No kings. No ice. No ice. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you, Lara. That was amazing. Are we going to let this tech billionaire class ruin our city and destroy our communities? No. Are we going to keep fighting back? Yeah, I know, that's right. We're going to protect workers. We're going to protect immigrants. We're going to protect our healthcare system. Is that right? Yes. So we're so honored to introduce our next speaker. You know, today we're building a movement. Is that right? We're building an intergenerational, an interclass. We're building an interracial. We're building a queer liberation movement. Is that right? Yes. So we're so honored to introduce Cleve Jones. Cleve has been organizing for peace and justice since the late 1960s. How about that? Can I get a ow, ow? He was mentored by pioneer LGBTQ hero Harvey Milk. Heard of him? He marched with Cesar Chavez and the farm workers and was among the first to recognize the threat of HIV and AIDS. He co-founded the San Francisco AIDS Foundation and is the originator of the AIDS Memorial Quilt. For the past 20 years, Cleve has worked as a political and community organizer for Unite Here International Union, which represents hospitality and food service workers throughout the U.S. Can we scream for workers and worker power? We're all workers, and we're all in the struggle together. Is that right? So Cleve has an award-winning memoir, It's called When We Rise, My Life in the Movement, and it was published in 2016 with an ABC miniseries that inspired it and aired the following year. He lives in Sonoma County, which had its own incredible No Kings Day today, and he's 71 years old and still marching. Are you all going to be marching when you're 71? Yes. Let's welcome Cleve.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be here, but even more grateful that you're here. And I'd like to suggest that each of you take a moment right now to look at the people next to you and in front of you and behind you and introduce yourselves and maybe shake hands, maybe embrace, say hello. Because these are the people who we're going to be marching with, and it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be quick. All right. The pronouns I like to use the most are the ones probably understood the least by those in the White House today. They are we, us, ours. We are in this together, and it is up to us to be the leaders we need to save our country and our democracy. We come to this place this afternoon from many separate journeys. Our ancestors traveled different paths, but all our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and those before them set their feet upon long and often difficult roads that converge here today at this critical moment in the history of our nation and humankind. Among us today are the descendants of the original peoples of this land and all those who came here not to conquer or colonize, but simply to live. Refugees, asylum seekers, ordinary people who fled war and famine and poverty and repression, people who have always asked for nothing more than the right to live and work and love and care for their families in freedom with justice. They came to America in search of a dream that has always fallen short, always been flawed, remains incomplete, and yet still inspires hope around the world. We know the history of this land and its peoples, those forced to walk the trails of tears, those brought here in chains against their will, and those who gladly gave all they possessed to get here. Those who arrived in overloaded ships to live in tenements and slums, those who walked across the southern deserts, those who endured Jim Crow and the nights of terror, all those who suffered and dreamed and sacrificed, not to some dreadful god of greed and retribution, but for their children and their children's children, for our future, for us. That dream of what a nation by and for the people could be is now threatened more deeply than any time since war tore our nation apart in the spring of 1861, claimed the lives of 1 million Americans, and opened wounds that fester to this day. A fascist regime has taken power. Their billionaire cronies are further enriched. Working people are denied health care. Protections of our land and water and air are abandoned, as are freedoms of speech and due process. Grift and cruelty and racism are celebrated. Women are denigrated and denied control of their bodies. Sexual and gender minorities are demonized. The military is deployed in American cities to combat fictional foes. masked and unidentified thugs terrorize and abduct immigrants and native-born alike. They threaten sovereign nations from Denmark to Venezuela to Canada with war and invasion. They control much of the media, the voting systems of 27 states, both houses of Congress, the Supreme Court, and the White House, but they blame the Democrats for the shutdown of our government while they continue to build prisons and detention camps across the land. They did not come to govern, they came to destroy, and they claim we are the ones who hate America. Almost every one of us use devices every day that link us to platforms that have become our primary means of communication, where we learn the news, connect with each other, and plan every aspect of our personal, professional, and political lives. Every one of those devices and platforms are owned and operated by men who dined at the White House just 6 weeks ago and lavished the president with praise. My friends, the peril before us is grave, and the danger to our lives and liberty is very real. The beast is at the door. The hinges are strained. The locks are sprung. The frame is splintered and creaking. And yet we rise. We do not despair. We will not surrender. We will not comply. This is our country. Every one of us here and all those marching in our millions across the land today, all of us have a role to play as we meet the awful challenge of this crisis. What is the special skill you bring to this struggle? How will you build the offline networks necessary to organize and build this movement beyond today? Which are the communities and neighborhoods you will organize and defend? What will you do to strengthen labor unions, academia, the courts, and other institutions of a free and democratic society? And what will you do to imagine and launch and sustain the massive campaign of nonviolent civil disobedience and non-cooperation that history informs us is now required? Look to your hearts and find the abiding strength that dwells there. Look to the sky and all the magnificent beauty that surrounds us still. Look to those who stand proudly at your shoulders. Look to your ancestors and claim your future. We are the people. Now is the time. This is the moment. Thank you. Be strong.
That was amazing. When queer people are under attack, what do we do? When trans people are under attack, what do we do? When all of us are under attack, what do we do? Now let's give ourselves a round of applause for standing in this hot sun in San Francisco. It's hot today, but we're out here to say that we won't give up. We're gonna keep fighting shoulder to shoulder, is that right? Yeah. And you know, look around you right now. You see retirees, you see social workers, you see teachers, union members, immigrants, brothers and sisters in the struggle for liberation, is that right? So we all know Trump has threatened to invade San Francisco, and he's threatened to use the power of our federal government that we pay to against our own communities. So are we going to let that happen? We are not going to let that happen. Here in the Bay Area and in San Francisco, we've come together as ordinary people to protect our neighbors from harm. So join our resistance just like you did today. If federal troops come to the Bay, come that day, like you've heard, at 5 p.m. to Justin Herman Plaza and stand up for Bay Area values. Get a Know Your Rights card to protect your immigrant neighbors. Learn how you can protect yourselves and your community. And sign up for text alerts at bayresistance.org to get involved. Follow SF Labor to see how union members are leading the way in our struggle for liberation and freedom from the tyranny. And we say no kings, right? No kings. So next, I'm so honored to introduce Honey Mahogany. Honey is a lifelong San Franciscan and a well-known fixture in SF nightlife and politics. She's the founder of the Transgender District. She's a co-owner of the Stud Bar, a founding queen of Drag Story Hour, and chair emerita of the San Francisco Democratic Party. And she has been canonized as a saint by the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. She currently works as the director of transgender initiatives. So let's welcome Honey Mahogany.
All right, good afternoon. It's so amazing to be here with my fellow Americans because I am here today as a proud American, as the child of refugees who fled to this country, seeking stability, believing in democracy and the American dream. I am here today as a transgender person who believes in America's promise of freedom and the pursuit of happiness. I am here as a daughter of San Francisco, having grown up at a time when diversity was an American value. You see, I was taught that it is our inclusivity as a nation, our embrace of diversity, and our pursuit of progress that made this nation great. Seeing those words, those foundational values turned into slurs and weapons against us both breaks my heart and calls me to action. For too long, the oligarchs who seek to control us, who are afraid of our freedom and our collective power, have played a game of divide and conquer, hoping that we will turn on each other if they just turn up the heat. Well, it's time to put them on notice, that we see them for who and what they are: techno-fascists, liars, exploiters, thieves, and wannabe kings. No thrones, no crowns, no kings. These so-called Christians say we should turn away immigrants, that we should disappear trans people from public life, that we should deny health care and food and housing to the needy. But you see, I went to 13 years of Catholic school, and I can confirm that those are not Christian values. Those are not American values. I'm from San Francisco, and as a founder of the Transgender District, I also know a thing or two about history. I know that this is a nation that has been built on the backs and in the blood of indigenous people, people of color, and immigrants. And baby, unless you are a member of an indigenous tribe, you too are an immigrant. Catch that tea. People have come to this place from every corner of this world, and guess what? In every corner of this world, there are trans people. From the Hijras of India, to the Fa'afafine and Fakaleti of Samoa and Tonga, the Mahus of the Hawaiian Islands, the Mushes of Mexico, the Berneshas of Eastern Europe, and the Two-Spirit people of this land. Trans people are here, we have always been here, and we will always be here. So when they say being trans is something new, when they say being trans is something new, you tell them that trans people are mentioned in our oldest texts dating back to ancient Sumeria. When they say trans women shouldn't play in women's sports, you tell them that trans women have been openly competing since 1975, and in 50 years, there wasn't near a problem because we weren't winning gold back then either. When they tell you that banning trans women from bathrooms protects women, you tell them that the people who are being hurt most by these trans exclusionary policies are cisgender women who now have to prove their womanhood. When they tell you that banning trans healthcare is about protecting children, you tell them that trans healthcare is about saving lives, and that those life-saving decisions should stay between children and their parents and their doctors. Because let's be clear, this isn't about protecting tradition or American values. This isn't about protecting women. This isn't about protecting children. This is about control. This is about removing freedom and equality as foundational American values and replacing them with blind obedience and conformity. This is about destroying our democracy. Not on our watch. We know that we are stronger together, that our liberation is collective, and that when we are under attack, we don't sit by and pretend or wish that nobody notices. We stand up. We fight back. So let me hear you say it. When trans rights are under attack, what do we do? When trans kids are under attack, what do we do? When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? When democracy is under attack, what do we do? 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 That's right, keep it going. Let's fight for our democracy.
All right, who's inspired today? Yeah. Who's gonna go to bayresistance.org and get involved? Woo! Who's gonna follow SF Labor and get involved? Now, Francisco Herrera from Nuevo Sol de Laborers program couldn't be here today, but he wanted to tell you all about an amazing program they have called Adopt a Corner. You can go to ndoln.org to adopt a corner and protect your immigrant brothers, sisters, and siblings from ICE, from the terrorism that is attacking our own communities, okay? So now we're gonna say welcome to Sandy Redding, who is a registered nurse of over 40 years. She's president of CNA, who you've heard from today. Let's give it up for our nurses today. Woo! Let's give it up for our healthcare workers in general. Are we gonna protect healthcare in this country? Are we gonna protect Medicaid? Are we gonna protect Medi-Cal? Are we gonna protect seniors? Are we gonna protect all public institutions that are under threat of privatization? So now, knowing that, let's welcome Sandy. She's the president of CNA NNU Organizing Committee, and she's the vice president of National Nurses United. Let's welcome Sandy.
Hello, San Francisco. I have good news. No, sir, he's still in office. I'm the last speaker, so we're almost there, right? And I heard that there was 50,000, that's probably a conservative estimate, in the march today. So, yippee! Again, my name is Sandy Redding. I'm a registered nurse. I'm an operating room nurse, still working, and president of the CNA VP of NNU. Most importantly, I'm a community member, and titles mean nothing unless you do something with them, right? So I've been canvassing in my area. I live in Bakersfield, California, and I've been knocking doors to flip those seats. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. Okay. What a day this has been. Can you please give it up for all of our speakers, for yourselves, for marching, and for just being here, and for those that worked for us so we could be there here. I came today from Bakersfield because our union, CNA, NNOC, NNU, that's quite a mouthful, believes in leading by example. And we want our example to be action, just like the action you all took to be here today. Is this enough? No, we got to do stuff, right? So earlier this year in Glendale, ICE brought someone they had detained in for treatment at one of our hospitals and camped out there for weeks. While they were treated, federal agents sat behind desks in the hospital lobby, threatening patient safety. And when this happens, we nurses know what it means. It means patients aren't going to come to the hospital. They're afraid, and we want to make sure that everybody is taken care of. I joined those nurses in Glendale to demand that we keep ICE out of our hospitals in California. And I wasn't afraid to do it. They wouldn't let me in, but they'd let the ICE agents in. So I just went on Instagram, and after that, they let me in. Thank you. But it needed to be done. Oh, I did a press conference too, yeah. My corporation wasn't too happy about it. But that's not all. We're fighting against, right? In our communities, they're pulling funding from hospitals that already need more resources and are now in danger of being closed. Millions of people stand to lose their health insurance because President Trump is defunding health care. For us as nurses, that means millions more impossible conversations about medication, a procedure, a hospital stay that someone can't afford to skip, but also can't afford to pay. It means suffering and death. Does that have to be our future? No. We can fight for our neighbors, for our rights, and fight for a world where every single person gets the health care they deserve as a human right. As proud union nurses, we say it with me, no kings. And we say, union, yes. We say no to profiteering health care, and yes to universal health care. Yes to Medicare for all and CalCare. We say no to hospital shutdowns. No to fascist crackdowns. While we say yes to democracy, and yes to making our voices heard in places like this, in places everywhere. And we have to stand up for the vulnerable and not be afraid. Today's No King event may be almost over, but this fight didn't start this morning, and it doesn't end tonight. Whether you're a nurse or not, join NNU to keep fighting back at nnu.org/fundcare, or find a nurse in red and ask us. So we have to keep fighting, keep organizing, keep working with your neighbors, your classmates, your coworkers, your communities to build power against this regime. Together, we can show them who's really in charge. Kind of like the operating room. Everybody knows who's in charge, right? So we got to take our country back. Because you take on one of us, you take on all of us. Say it again, you take on one of us, you take on all of us. Thank you so much.
All right, our program is wrapping up, but our movement is not wrapping up. So let's say no kings, no fascism, up with the workers, down with the bosses, and up with all of us. Let's all give ourselves a round of applause for being here, standing in the heat, standing together in the struggle. So although our rally program has concluded, we encourage you to keep up the fight. You know, follow SF Labor, follow Bay Resistance, follow Indivisible, get involved, join your union today, join a union today, fight for your siblings, for your community members. And we encourage you to exit to nearby public transit today. As you can see on the screen, Civic Center BART station.